strengthen by practicing. What the students lack is the practice, and that urge, laziness that comes, that needs to be removed to develop that niche area. Then only you can be a freelancer or having your own setup. But to be visible to others, you need to have a strong profile, that is your LinkedIn, your communication skills, because jo dikhta hai wo bikta hai. And I would say that TCET has academics also, and the platforms also, like your road track, your other platforms, where students have lot of opportunities to develop themselves holistically in all those areas. That can be an added skill, or I would say an edge, so that they can perform better in industry.
Yeah, so true, ma'am, that holistic development is really important. And with T skills, we need to focus on one of our niche areas, and practice is something that as students we need to focus on.
It is master of one and no jack of all trades. It's not jack of all trades and master of none. It is jack of all trades and master of one also.
Yeah. Uh, Coming to this topic of shifting from college to corporate, uh, Ms. Achal, you mentioned about the soft skills and communication skills. What are some of the most essential soft skills that we required moving into the corporate environment?
One of the essential soft skills is, as ma'am said, jo dikhta hai wo bikta hai, and it is true. Like when you want promotion and all, and at that time when you say that I've done this work, that work, it doesn't matter, because from the start of the year they should be aware that what work you have done. So in corporate you have various task management tools like Jira and etc., where whatever work you are doing is being managed and people can watch that. But it is more of a very tedious process, and it's a kind of practical process. Okay, you're doing this work, you have completed this, you're closing the Jira, you're doing another task, you're closing it, you have another task, and the entire year you have certain tasks and you complete it. But you have to make sure the leads are aware that in that task, what are the things you learned, what are the challenges you faced, what extra did you do for the company through that work. And it is not always about doing your BAU work. So BAU is business as usual. So you're given some task and you're doing it, but you have to do something over and above it to make them realize that okay, you are thinking so much about the company and you are doing something for the betterment of the company. So over and above from your usual work is something which is required to make sure that that soft skills is conveying, that writing mails to the leadership team to make them aware, because your work must be something which is seen by your manager or the team lead. But there are many people who are above it. So I'm not telling that you have to mail to the CEO of the company, but one or two level above, who, like if you have skip level meetings. So skip level meeting is arranged by 2-3 levels above manager to understand that what work the team is doing. So you can make them aware about your work. So, and you have to talk, you have to raise voice. If you have any concerns, you have to speak about them. If you think that there are people who are not letting you go ahead, so it's not that you will keep quiet, but you have to raise your voice, but in a soft manner. You cannot argue in corporate, you cannot fight with people, but you have to make your work seen by talking, by mailing to leadership team, and by doing things above your work for the betterment of the firm. So this will really help you.
So it's about professionally putting our point and making myself being seen that I am doing something.
And doing things, some like in college you have extracurricular activities, right? So in corporate also there are extracurricular activities. You have to find it on your own. Nobody will tell you that you can do this, you can do that. But if in your code, like if you're working on something and you find that you can do this which can improve it, though that task is not given to you, but if you can improve the system, if you can improve that code for the betterment, then you have to take that ownership on your own and come ahead and propose ideas. You don't have to think that, okay, I'm just a small employee of the company. Whatever task is given to me, I have to do only that much. No, you can take ownership, come ahead, and this will show your leadership skills, which will help you in promotion and all.
That is really helpful. As most of us will be moving to either the corporate sector or even in entrepreneurship, it is important for us to understand how these cycles work, and it is really insightful for us to know this. Something also with this is that supposedly you talked about I can help with the code and taking that initiative. Uh, Mr. Prince, I would get to you with that. That since you work with emerging technologies and it is kind of your expertise, uh, there are many digital tools that are now available. How are these digital tools helpful with the work that we do? You know, with even online platforms we go. In college, we study with what our course content is, but there are many courses online that are available for us to go to. How are these courses? Are they really effective for us as students also? And how do they make us look well in future when we go towards our jobs?
With respect to the courses, you can look on Udemy or the Coursera. Even there is Simply Learn. There are a lot of platforms that offer even the EDX. Now you need to define, there are certain places where some courses are really good. They go very deep into. And if you're looking for certain projects, go for something which has a project in it. Because with the project you learn. And if you, let's say you learn, you have learned something, you mastered Python from a course, but you haven't used it anywhere. कहीं पे भी use नहीं किया. You haven't used it any of the projects. You haven't used it even into building a model. You haven't used it anywhere. So that skill is going to deteriorate over the time because you are not using it. When you are not using that technology, when you are not practicing on that technology, you cannot keep on. You can say कि I am very good at that technology. So whatever course you do from wherever you do, but you need to make sure that you do a project on that. You try to build a project on that, a mini project itself, a small project, even a tic-tac-toe game from a Python. That will help you to understand how that Python as a programming language is working at that place. Even if you go for any technology, whether it be a front-end technology, it could be a React.js or Angular or Vue. So try to build a web page or you can a website. Try to understand how it is being rendered on the browser. So understanding the key area of that, how those technologies are working, will help you to benefit more. And this is where you will grow in your professional career. Someone who knows from where the actual problem comes in is the person who will be the faster to solve that problem. Understanding the error is an art for a developer. That one thing I can say.
Lojan ma'am, I would like to ask you, uh, many of us as students, we focus on getting good grades because, they say कि placement चाहिए तो 9 pointer up चाहिए, 10 pointer चाहिए. But as we are understanding that industry also wants you with good technological skills and soft skills, uh, how as we students can work on all of this together being in college?
See, working on all together needs time management, right? You have academics, you have a day of 24 hours, that's not going to change. It at the end of the day it depends your determination and you what goal you set for it. If you have really set a goal which you want to achieve, you will take out the time for that. So regarding the soft skill development, as far as engineering is concerned, I would say that wherever you have a lot of presentations, and the soft skills definitely develop at the end of 4 years. You don't have to have a special curriculum for it. But other skills of time management, it comes with your determination of what you want to achieve. So having a passion and your, I would say, the goal matching, that will not require anything for you. So match point has to be found out by the student themselves. Nobody can help in that. But only thing is the college as a platform gives you multiple venues where you can go and test and try. You can do an experiment, what suits and what does not suit. And from these sessions like this, experts who have already worked, you can take those takeaways and really implement in your life. So as a college, I would say platforms are available. It depends on you whether you want to take it or not. Nobody can, people can bring you to the water, but पानी तो आपको ही पीना पड़ेगा.
Like, I 100% agree. Like, if it is something that I want to achieve, it is my initiative that I should take it up and manage time for it. Time management is a skill that all of us need to work on. Also, let's take a quick rapid fire. What is one skill every professional in today's scenario in 2025 must have?
Considering that you are the CEO of your work, though you are not the CEO of the company, but the small task which is assigned to you, you should consider that you are the CEO. From understanding it to solving it to delivering it, you have to take the ownership. So taking ownership is something which I think is very important.
Taking ownership. Mr. Prince, a book or a podcast or some resources that you would like to recommend for students' growth?
Go for Free Code Camp. They have a very good courses. That one which always comes to my mind, like when you talk about the podcast or the video lectures. It's free on YouTube. You can go on that as well.
As you said, book. So there is a book which is one of my favorite book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. So it is a very good read where the book explains that whatever you think actually happens. So if you want to achieve good pointers or if you want to get into good college, then do read that book so that eventually that thing happens. But just thinking won't land you in achieving your goal. You have to work for it. So it's very beautifully explained in that book. So I would suggest that read The Power of Your Subconscious Mind.
For me, when it comes to what should be the key in your is honesty with self, with your work, wherever you are, when you are in college, with your studies. So that will always take you on a positive trend, never bring you down to the negative trend.
One emerging trend that excites you the most?
Technology, so in the field as artificial intelligence is emerging, like we had chat gpt, then deep sea got released, and recently I heard that Uber has released something. I'm not able to recollect that, but these all things I find very interesting, that in the field of AI, what we cannot imagine, that things are getting developed. So there are so many intelligent brains in this world who are working on this. This is something which I find interesting.
Moving to the topic of AI with rapidly increasing, recently that we know that Tesla has self-driving trucks, and the number one jobs that we know as of today that will be replaced by AI could be drivers, from metro train drivers to your even car drivers. Should we fear joblessness by AI, or is it a good thing that we are moving towards this new technological advancement?
I don't think that we should fear, because all this technology, AI, is actually developed by humans. So if you fear nothing will happen, you should concentrate on developing those skills which will help you to create such things. So machine learning, data science, all this technology, if you learn those languages, Python, if you know how to work with data, AWS, there are many emerging technologies. So for creating self-driving cars and everything, you need humans. Humans are only creating it. So I think there's nothing to fear. Just develop technologies and keep on growing yourself, learning new things, going on with the trend. So there's nothing to fear.
Just before this session, there was a session in the morning with the AI expert. One of the takeaways which I had noted down, I would like to share as an additional point. AI should be taken as a companion, and it should be made to do the work which you don't know, but what you are good at, never use it. then your strength will become a weakness, because as he said, you learn something and you stop using it, you will forget it. So don't ever use what is your strength for that AI. That only will help you be always ahead of AI.
Something.
Simple what ma'am said, ki it's a companion. So with AI, basically you should try to use AI. If you're using ChatGPT or something, it should try to use in a such a manner that it reduces your time and it helps you to optimize your work in a better way. And the company, if you put your code on the ChatGPT or something, you will be fired. Keep that thing in mind.
Lastly, before we close the panel, as most of us young professionals would be stepping into our careers, something that all of us would at even in the start or maybe in some point of our life will face setback and rejection at work. Uh, what is your advice to us freshers joining the workforce, and what was your thought process and how did you come back from your first rejection that you would like to share with us?
Setbacks do come in life. So you cannot cry over it and feel that okay, अब तो मैं ये नहीं करूँगा. मुझे like what I was expecting, I did not get it. So I think that if I talk as like what happens in corporate and all, so once you are in a team, you have team lead manager. So constantly ask for feedback. Feedback helps you to understand that where you are going wrong so that you can improve on it. So if you have received any setback, so ask the people that who your manager or whoever it is that what went wrong. Now you don't have to cry over it, you have to improve over it. That okay, this was something where I did bad. Now I have to improve it. I did it that particular thing in way A where it didn't work. Now I have to follow the path of way B. So improve yourself, get regular feedbacks. In corporates, usually a one-on-one calls is something you have calls with your manager, monthly calls. So these are not set by the manager, but you can proactively set it so that look regularly you get updates about your work. Because what happens at the end of the year, you know that you get to know that the grading system and all you were expecting a particular grade, but you got a lower grade, and then you feel rejected. So constantly keep in touch and take feedback about your work so that you can improve it. So this is how you should handle setbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with respect to the rejections, if I say, it's always going to be something that you need to discuss with someone who is senior to you. You need to talk to that person. You try to understand where you are making a mistake. When you get to know ki this is somewhere I'm making a mistake and this is somewhere from where I'm getting certain things which I wasn't expecting. So it will help you to counter those things. It will help you to understand, okay, I need to work more on those things. When initially I started my corporate life, somewhere there were places where I was not that much good. But I took the initiative, I tried to talk to my team lead, I tried to understand where I'm making a mistake. He made me realize that these are the places where I need to improve myself. And then year by year, I improved myself. I was not that much good in back end when I joined corporate world. I was good at front end, but not very much good at back end. But I tried to take the feedback, and today I am someone who is leading purely a back end module in a company. So that is the place where actually I took the initiative. I asked my team lead. He made me understand these are the places where I need to improve. I worked on those things. I improved myself, and today the thing the thing which I didn't have much knowledge, today I'm leading that module. So life has come to a long way from there.
Lochan ma'am, if you would like to add.
This point I really want to address is the definition of fail we all know is first attempt in learning. And why do we have a setback when we say is because we set up an expectations, and those expectations are set by the reels that we see on the various social media platform. Those 30 seconds video cannot actually show you the efforts the other person has taken to reach to that success. When India won the match, we were all amazed by the catch which Balaji took. But when he came to the interview, he said that this was not the first time I took this catch. I taken it 150 times. I have done it before I took this catch. So when it is failure, it is only just one more chance you taken. Keep on trying. अगली बार fail हुए फिर try करना. It's not the end, right? एग्जाम में फेल हुए, कुंभ का मेला तो नहीं है 12 साल बाद आएगा, जैसे इस बार 144 years बाद आया है. It will come after 15 days, it will come after 6 months. So life is like that, and I really want that this failures should not be, or the goal should not be set by the Instagram reels. It should be set with the real skill sets that you have, the real world that you are going to face.
Thank you so much to our lovely speakers for the insightful sessions. Our key learnings that, taking initiative is important, aligning our passion is important, and setback is just another step towards the ladder to become a better version of ourselves, and feedback is important. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm really grateful.
Valuable perspectives from brilliant minds. A big thank you to our incredible panelists for their insightful contributions and engaging discussion. Thank you so much to the three of you. So I hope you all are not bored. We have the other three amazing panelists with us too. So let's keep the energy high, guys. Guys, come on. Next up, we have a power pack session with not one, not two, but three phenomenal speakers. First, we have Mr. Kamal Jeswani, an international TEDx speaker and India's first internationally certified financial success coach. He is on a mission to help professionals build secure wealth without sacrificing their lifestyle. Founder of Countment, Kamal sir simplifies financial planning so we can all achieve financial freedom while still enjoying life. Guys, can I have a huge round of applause for him? So we would like you to join us on the stage.
Do you really believe what she said? Am I audible? Yes. Otherwise, I'll keep coming back. That's my style. कितने लोगों को अमीर बनना है? कितने लोगों को अमीर बन के अमीर बने रहना है? केबीसी में करोड़ तो बहुत लोग जीत लेते हैं. Sushil, I think, was the name of that person, right? 7 crore. 7 दिन चलता है क्या? Okay, so before I start the session, I would like you to actually verify whatever she said. So I can allow you to pick up your mobile for once. And how many of you have an iPhone? तो जो भी iPhone वाले हैं वो आप Siri को activate कीजिए और Siri को पूछिए Who is India's #1 financial coach? और जो बाकी मेरे भाई लोग हैं एंड्रॉयड वाले, गूगल को पूछ लीजिए Who is India's #1 financial coach? ओके, गूगल भी कर सकते हो. अच्छा, जिनको भी मेरा नाम नहीं आया ना, तो उसके बाजू में देखना, अगर स्पॉन्सर्ड लिखा हुआ है तो वो मेरा नाम नहीं होगा, मेरा नाम स्पॉन्सर्ड वालों के नीचे होता है, बिकॉज आई डोंट हैव टू पे फॉर ऑल दैट. ठीक है, तो वहाँ पे मेरा लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल होगा, वहाँ पे आप यू कैन कनेक्ट विथ मी एंड यू कैन ऐड मी ओवर देयर. I have a network of more than 12,000 people, out of which most of them are CXOs and CHRO. तो जो भी कंपनी में आप जॉब के लिए अप्लाई करोगे, चांसेस आर वेरी हाई कि उनके जो CHRO जो है, HR के जो हेड है, वो मेरे नेटवर्क में होंगे. तो मे बी आई कैन रेफर यू ओवर देयर. ठीक है, सो नाउ दैट यू वेरीफाइड कि yes, this person is India's #1 financial coach. Okay, so let's talk about how to achieve financial freedom. Yeah, so we have to understand. Okay, by the way, म्यूचुअल फंड डैश है. डू यू रियली बिलीव दैट? कितने लोगों को म्यूचुअल फंड में प्रॉफिट हुआ है? हाथ ऊपर कीजिए. ओके, और आजू बाजू में देख लीजिए कितने कम हाथ है. हाँ, जिनको भी म्यूचुअल फंड में प्रॉफिट हुआ है वो हाथ ऊपर कीजिए और आजू बाजू में देख लीजिए. खड़े होके भी देख सकते हो कितने लोग हैं. हार्डली 2-3 पीपल. अच्छा, कितने लोगों को म्यूचुअल फंड में लॉस भी हुआ है? लुक अराउंड यू. नॉर्मली आई नेवर गेट हैंड्स व्हेन आई आस्क अबाउट म्यूचुअल फंड में लॉस. वाई? बिकॉज क्या होता है ना कि एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर सकते. अरे मैं बोलूँगा लॉस हुआ तो बोलेंगे तू पागल है. यू डोंट नो वेयर टू इन्वेस्ट, यू डोंट नो विच म्यूचुअल फंड टू सेलेक्ट. म्यूचुअल फंड में एक ही चीज़ बोली जाती है ना, म्यूचुअल फंड सही है. इनफैक्ट अभी नाउ देयर इज अ सेबी का भी उनके ऊपर आ रहा है कि वाई डिड यू पुट दैट कैंपेन. एंड आई डोंट से दिस इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू ऑल एज स्टूडेंट्स. ओके, I was invited 2 weeks back at a conference where my co-speaker was CEO of AMFI. You know what is AMFI? Association of Mutual Fund of India. उनके जो CEO है वो मेरे co-speaker थे. SBI म्यूचुअल फंड के वाइस प्रेसिडेंट मेरे co-speaker थे. और फिक्स्ड इनकम एंड डेरिवेटिव एसोसिएशन वो मेरे co-speaker थे. हम सब लोगों के पास 10 मिनट था. और इन सब के सामने मैंने स्टेज पे जाके उनको सामने बोला म्यूचुअल फंड सही है लेकिन सबके लिए नहीं है. ओके, सो वॉट एवर आई से इज़ लाइक ऑथेंटिक. जो मैं इनफैक्ट मैं मिड डे ने मेरा इंटरव्यू लिया था और मिड डे के इंटरव्यू में मैंने वही बोला बिकॉज मुझे मालूम है कि ये हज़ारों लाखों लोग देखेंगे. देखने दो, जो सच है वो सच है. ओके, द स्टूडेंट्स आर बीइंग मिसगाइडेड इनटू बिलीविंग दैट देयर इज ओनली वन इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑप्शन. कम ऑन, वी आर इन इंडिया. भारत में तो सबको पता है ना. आप लोगों के पेरेंट्स लोग ने कौन से इन्वेस्टमेंट में इन्वेस्ट किया था? एफडी और गोल्ड, एलआईसी, प्रॉपर्टी, राइट? डू यू थिंक दे वर फूल्स? दे वर स्मार्ट इनफ. ओके, सो दे हैव टेकन द राइट डिसीजन फॉर देयर इन्वेस्टमेंट. इन्वेस्टमेंट सिर्फ म्यूचुअल फंड नहीं होता है. इन्वेस्टमेंट इज ऑल अबाउट विच कैन स्टे विथ यू टिल द एंड ऑफ योर लाइफ irrespective of your emotions. ये बोलते हैं ना कि म्यूचुअल अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट के टाइम पे आपको क्या करना है, इमोशंस को साइड में रखो. डब्बा है कि साइड में रख दिया. इमोशंस तो हमारे अंदर होते हैं. दे वुड बी देयर टिल द एंड ऑफ आवर लाइफ. इमोशंस को यू आर पुटिंग इमोशंस इन अ मशीन एंड यू आर टेलिंग ह्यूमन बीइंग्स टू लीव द इमोशन असाइड while investing impossible. So what you have to do is use the power of your emotions to become wealthy. Okay, your emotions can make you wealthy, and for that you have to understand the first fundamental rule. The day you start earning, pay yourself first. Paying yourself means what? जो रणवीर सिंह बेच रहा है वो नहीं खरीदना है. Okay. तो ही वुड से कि ये वाला मोबाइल ले लो, वो वाला ले लो. दीपिका पादुकोण आएगी बोलेगी ये कलर, इंटीरियर्स, ओके, वो सब नहीं करना है. द वॉल, वो सब नहीं करना है. पे योरसेल्फ फर्स्ट मीन्स आउट ऑफ योर इनकम एटलीस्ट टेक 30-50% ऑफ दैट एंड इन्वेस्ट फॉर योर फ्यूचर. बिकॉज आपकी इनकम पे 2 ही लोग डिपेंडेंट है. पता है ना कौन 2? हु आर द 2 people who are dependent on your income? पेरेंट्स. ओके, एंड मी. ओके, मी एंड ओके फाइन. तो 2 लोग पूछ रहा हूँ मैं. एक जन पेरेंट्स बोल रहा है, एक जन मी बोल रहा है. 2 चिल्ड्रेन. ओके, और एनी अदर आंसर? ओके, imagine I am a 30-year-old person over here. I am earning today. Okay, I am earning and I have to spend on my needs and my lifestyle. Yes or no? Okay, needs भी होंगी, lifestyle भी होगी. And I keep growing older and older and older and I become 60-year-old. अब 60 के बाद भी मुझे जीना है ना, right? I may not be earning income, but I would still have my needs. I would still have my lifestyle expenses. Okay, so the person at the age of 60, Kamal Jeswani at the age of 60, is looking at Kamal Jeswani at the age of 30 and asking him, boss, how would I take care of these expenses? You have to arrange for me. So this 30-year-old Kamal Jeswani has to earn for two people. दो लोगों का आपके इनकम पे हक है, the present you and the future you. Right? So you have to arrange money for that. And for that, what you have to do is understand one thing: needs are non-negotiable. If there is a need for something and you don't have the money, beg, borrow, steal. Yes or no? So for need, if fine, let's say for a moment, oh, I want to buy an iPhone, but I don't have the money. Let me beg, borrow, steal. Do you do that? But if it is a hospital bill, if it is a college fees, don't you have to borrow money? So that means needs do not give you power. They take away your power. So needs are non-negotiable. So what you have to do is the day you start earning, keep some money aside for your present and future needs. जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा कितने लोगों ने देखी है? आज ही जीना है, आज में खर्चा करना है, राइट? यू नो लाइफ में है ना, दुनिया में दो ही तरह के अफसोस होते हैं. देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ रिग्रेट्स इन लाइफ. यू नो व्हाट आर द टू रिग्रेट्स? हाँ, पहले क्यों नहीं किया? ओके, हाँ. So you know what happens is at the beginning we say life में अगर हम लोग सेविंग ही करते रहे, if we keep saving money and if we die early, heart attack, then we will have a regret. I kept saving money, I didn't enjoy my life, right? बराबर ना? तो क्या करना चाहिए? खर्चा करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए? ओके, और दूसरा अफसोस क्या होता है? I kept spending money, okay, and I did not die early. So that would be a second regret. Oh, wish I had saved money. So my philosophy is just balance it out. Okay, give priority to your future needs. आपको lifestyle future में, like you know they say that जब दांत ही नहीं होंगे तो अखरोट खाने का क्या फायदा? कि ड्राई फ्रूट के लिए पैसा रहेगा लेकिन दांत नहीं होंगे. तो मैं बोला दांत नहीं होंगे, पेट तो तभी भी रहेगा, राइट? सो दैट मीन्स द नीड्स वुड स्टिल बी देयर. ओके, वेदर यू हैव टीथ और नॉट, दैट डजंट मैटर. सो यू हैव टू आउट ऑफ योर इनकम फ्रॉम डे वन कीप मनी असाइड, पुट इनटू टू डिफरेंट इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑप्शंस. वन इज द सिक्योर्ड ऑप्शन. फॉर एग्जांपल देयर आर गारंटेड इनकम प्लान्स. ओके, सो दैट वुड टेक केयर ऑफ योर फ्यूचर नीड्स. अनदर इज द risky option like share market, mutual fund, property, जो भी है वो करना है आपको. Okay, so there are many crypto, सब कर सकते हो. Okay, but that should be used for your lifestyle expenses. तो future की lifestyle की, now it's your choice कि मैंने future की needs का money रख दिया side में, बाकी जो बच गया मैं आज ही खर्चा कर लूँ या future के lifestyle के लिए रखूँ, that can be your choice. Okay, but keeping money for your future needs is not a choice. It's a compulsion. Okay, because you do not want to be going to people asking for money at the age of 60. कितने लोगों ने ये सचिन तेंदुलकर का एक रील वायरल हुआ था ना अभी? कौन था साथ में? विनोद कांबली? वैसा नहीं बनना है ना? Okay, so you have to, so take this, first thing is needs and wants are different. नीड्स के लिए सिक्योर्ड ऑप्शन, वांट्स के लिए, लाइफस्टाइल के लिए यू कैन टेक अ रिस्क. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आपको मॉरिशस जाना है और आपने मॉरिशस के लिए एसआईपी स्टार्ट किया और मार्केट क्रैश हो गया, तो क्या करोगे? नेक्स्ट ईयर चले जाएंगे. यू कैन पोस्टपोन इट. नहीं तो मॉरिशस के बदले महाबलेश्वर चले जाएंगे, राइट? यू हैव अ चॉइस. बट इफ यू आर done an SIP for paying your college fees and principal को बोलेंगे sorry I lost money in the market, let the market come up, then I will pay you fees, right? So now you understood the concept of needs and wants, how you have to plan. Another thing is keep upgrading yourself. AI is not going to take away your job if you keep upgrading yourself. अच्छा, ये by the way जो मैं speech दे रहा हूँ वो मैंने AI से generate नहीं किया है. Okay, but at the same time let me be honest about it कि जब मैं यहाँ पर आया and I realized that I never got time to prepare for my speech, मैंने AI को बोला speech बना के दे, वो speech उसने इतना बकवास बनाया, मैं बोला ये तो नकली लगेगा यार. That is not my personality. I cannot pick up that part. In fact, once I tried using AI for generating the pension amount. I asked it specifically कि भाई latest information देना. And in spite of that, it gave me a 3-year-old information. Okay, and now I'm doing another course in, by the way, with AI, I do a lot of things. I'm using AI extensively. Okay, but you have to be very creative to use the AI. ये सब चीज़ों के लिए नहीं. So what they were discussing earlier, कि whatever is your strength, my strength is delivery. Okay, there I cannot use the AI. And no AI can take away that job of delivery from me. Network with people, connect with the right kind of people. Today also, I keep building my network. Every time I see a new CHRO on LinkedIn who is being rewarded 40 under 40, 50 under 50, I just look at that person's profile. And I'm like, oh, this person, how come he is not connected with me? Connect. Every single day, I keep growing my network. So if you really want to be wealthy, it is not how much you earn. It's how you manage that money. Keep learning managing the money, and do not accept any friend request on Facebook from females. That's the easiest way to lose money. Okay, because even I keep getting requests. And I know of one person who is 60 plus, and I would not tell you the name of the company. I've done training over there. This person at the age of 60 plus, he got a friend request on Facebook from a female, and he has lost 1.7 crore. Okay, because that friend, initially she chatted with him and all that. And then she said, I know a group of people who are investing and who are making huge returns. Would you like to know about them? Okay, so nowadays the fraudsters, they are not using logic to fool you. They are using psychology to fool you. Okay, so don't be aware of all those things. The moment you receive a friend request and you receive, like, one female sent me a friend request, and she was like, can you please recharge my mobile? It's very urgent. I was like, boss, you do not have friends around you. You are contacting a strange person and you are telling him recharge by your mobile. I said, it's urgent. Okay, give me some time. I will charge it later. After 24 hours, again, she's telling me, did you recharge my mobile? I said, no, I thought it was urgent, so I did not recharge your mobile. Okay, so be careful about that. At this age, it is very much possible that, these kind of contacts of work from home and all those things would come. Protect your money from that. The day you start earning, do you believe that you all need life insurance at this age? You are not even earning. Do you think you need a life insurance? How many of you believe you don't need a life insurance at this age? You don't need a life insurance, right? Understand one thing. Your parents have invested a lot of money on bringing you up, on your education, and they believe that you would take care of them at their senior age, right? Yes or no? If anything happens to you, don't you think their investment is gone? So that's the reason even you all need a life insurance, health insurance, and personal accident cover. So take those insurances, keep upgrading yourself, learn from financial literacy sessions, and do not fall prey to marketing gimmicks like mutual fund sahi hai. Okay, mutual fund bhi sahi hai. Just put that word, bhi sahi hai. Okay, only mutual fund sahi nahi hai. And पॉलिसी बाजार का जो आता है ना, अक्षय कुमार, आप पॉलिसी बाजार से लीजिए. यहाँ पे कोई एजेंट को कमीशन नहीं मिलता. बोलते हैं ना, तो मैं पूछता हूँ भाई फिर अक्षय कुमार को पैसा कौन दे रहा है? Okay, in fact, yesterday I was contacted by Policy Bazaar team. He said, sir, would you sell insurance policies for us? मैं बोला आप लोग तो कमीशन नहीं देते हो ना. और कौन बोला सर कमीशन तो देते हैं. So these are all marketing gimmicks. Don't fall prey to that. Learn genuine knowledge. और अगर आप लोग को मेरे से भी कुछ सीखना हो, you can watch my TEDx talk, which is Financial Freedom, Kamal Jeswani Financial Freedom. And also you can watch my interviews on Midday. And very soon I would be coming on the national television as an expert. तो उनका भी मैं लिंक्स आप लोग के साथ शेयर करूँगा कि अगर उसका कुछ रिकॉर्डिंग वगैरह हुआ तो. So you can watch those things, and if you want to attend my free sessions on financial literacy, corporates, I charge them. Okay, so this is how I balance my financial status. मुझे भी अपना ब्रेड बटर कमाना है ना, सिर्फ ब्रेड बटर नहीं, जैम वगैरह भी कमाना है मुझे. ओके, so what I do is I charge the corporates. Again, this is a very important tip. You all can start using it right away. I started doing financial literacy sessions out of my choice. I wanted to help more people. And the first session which I did was seminar where I paid from my pocket for the hotel. Okay, where I organized the event. I paid from my pocket for the breakfast and everything, tea and everything. And now I get paid. The corporates pay me, and I charge them 25,000 minimum per hour. Okay, and they pay me that. So what I'm doing is I charge the corporate so that I earn my bread and butter. At the same time, for colleges and associations, I waive off my charges so that I feel that I am serving my purpose of life. So you also, if you start, thank you so much. And my last point is 2019 end. Because I believe in spirituality, I have been following that. I started, sharing my positive thoughts. I created a Facebook group also, Magic Within You. And within a few months, it was like 4,900 people from across the world, they joined the group. And that was again, I used to do it free of charge. I never used to charge for it because it was my passion. And now, companies pay me for doing a motivational session. Okay, why it happened was because when they heard my live session, one fine day I was contacted by Geo company. They said, we would like to invite you as a motivational speaker for our annual day event. And I said, boss, galat number mila hai aapko. I am a financial coach. I am not a motivational speaker. Nahi sir, हमने आपके live session देखे, you are a very good motivational speaker. So I said, if they believe it, if they are going to pay for it, why should I refuse it? Okay, so start doing the things which you love to do. You will become better at it, and then companies would pay you for doing what you love to do. And that's how you can actually make money without working hard like 70 hours, 9 hours, because when you were doing what you love to do, you never register the time. You would be like, even 70 hours, 90 hours, you will be happy with doing that work because that is not a work, that is something what you love. So from day one, understand one thing, it is not just your salary, your money should also work for you. So do follow that strategy properly. So that's it from my side, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure we all definitely needed that. So, next we have finally Mr. Apurv Gangar, a business strategy expert and transformation leader at General Mills. Yes, the brand behind Haagen-Dazs, Pillsbury, and Nature Valley. From working with the creative minds of Channel V to driving global strategies in banking and FMCG, Apurv is a dynamic leader who thrives on coaching students and professionals. So, can we please have you on the stage, sir? Guys, clap.
Okay. For the number of people in the room, I'm going to keep it short. I know it's been a long hour for all of you, and sitting on the other side is always tough. So like I say, it's a journey from coming from that side to this side, right? When you absorb information, when you do things, when you actually are able to translate things. Like you all are a techie. Yeah. I lead transformation for the tech organization in General Mills. I meet many of you like that. But one thing that comes to my mind when it comes to future and when I go to campuses to recruit, there is a small gap that I see always. And I think I'll ask you that question. How many of you can give me at what best price you can sell yourself? Any volunteers? I don't know if it's per annum or per month. Anyone else? I just want to tell you that your mindsets are very limited to that package system. You come to a college you come with an aspiration of a package, you will go behind companies who are making good success and then get laid off without getting paid off. Now let's understand where the gap is. When you sit for interviews, have you not first years, right? Second years. Sat for interviews for internships? 3 months internship, 2 months summer internships? No. You will sit for it now? I want to see that how many of you will succeed to get that dream companies, platinum companies, gold companies. How many of you will make it to that? You all sit for the same interview. But there are certain people who crack it. Why? Self-confidence, but is it available with everyone? Yes. I would say yes. Skills available with everyone. You all are in the same college, learning the same thing, eating the same food in the canteen, sitting with the same friends, using the same washroom. Personality, okay. Mindset. So I think I want to leave you with thoughts here and not make it very extended one. But something that you need to sit and learn about or listen about is that when you are given the time to talk, what do you talk? I've gone to many campuses. It can be the VITs, the IITs, the MITs, all the IIMs. But when students have to talk, right, they don't make sense sometimes. And some students make too much of sense, which goes above my head. And when you're asked questions, you're not able to relate to the current date. Right? It was how Kamal said, right? He asked ChatGPT something and he got 3-year dated information, similar to you. So, and some do fantastic. Choice is good. Now, how much you have to calibrate yourself is what you do, right? So, if a company has to define your package, then that should not be you. If you have to pay, if you have to get paid for the talent that you have, is something that you can think of, right? And technology is the domain, right? Have you figured out the niche that you want to build in? Somehow, so, not so, so. Sitting here in the room, right? That's the job we got to do. And from there, come in here, right? Like some of the people here when they were speaking, and like even Prince shared in his session and the others also spoke about, I think it's about one thing that you take away from the room here, you apply it, you work on it, you sleep over it, and then you actually make it happen. That's the beauty of growing, right? There'll be 10,000 people like me who will come and speak to you across the year, right? You'll have 10,000 sessions like this. But understanding is that when you learn something or when you sit for something, right, make sure it is the best thing that you do. It's the use of your time. Because when you are given that time to talk, honestly, all this should come out. What you talk is about your experience. But what is actually your experience? You've been just in college. What is your experience? Your project that you would have done where teachers help you? Or you would have just created something like a SQL or on a MongoDB or done something around that or did some different thing. What else will you do? What else do you have to talk? Do you have anything to talk more? Does anyone have any input to give here? Then where is all this listening going? You're meeting experts, you're meeting professionals, you're meeting people on the board, you're getting time to ask them questions. So when person asks you a question, where is it going? Why is that brain and mouth not opening to talk the right thing? Where are you in that? So very simple things, right? When you learn, learn fully. When you sit, sit fully. And when you are there to talk about yourself, talk fully, right? Do whatever you have to do it completely. Don't do it half-heartedly. Because the distance between the gap that we are talking about, the skill set gap, what is this? Everyone studies the same syllabus, everyone sits for the same campus interviews, everyone does the same thing. The mantra is very simple. How have you done it brilliantly than someone else? Right? And as per the recruitment norms right now, if you want to ask a prize, if you want to make investments like he said, you should have the money in the pocket to do that. And where does this money come from? Today. अगर आज नहीं करोगे तो कभी नहीं कर पाओगे. 3 years down the line, you will be busy doing and solving a company problem than your own personal problems. Right? So with that, I just want to tell you that there is a lot of scope in future. Technology is the next big thing. You're in the right industry, you're doing the right thing, but just know that how you are running pace with what you should be as an individual. Okay? Doing a niche technology, like if you learn a Palantir technology, how many have heard about Palantir platform? No? It can pay you crores of rupees. How come you don't know about it? Because you have not asked about it. You have not sat through the session to know the right things. How many of you know about GCP? What's the full form? Google Cloud Platform. Good morning to all who didn't know that. How many of you know about Datadog? How many of you know about Terraform? Aware? How many of you know about SAP? Are you all in a technical college? How many of you know about Microsoft? Common tool. It's about expanding your horizon, right? And that's where I want to end this note on, that this is a reality check. You've entered in the world of technology. You've entered in the world to be an enterprise architect, or you will be a engineer, or you will be a data architect, or you will be, like she said, a data analyst, or you will be, there are so many things that are there. Or you'll be just like someone who will be performing on a service platform or doing something, right? Or you'll be at a service desk incident management or an IT services or whatever it is. Or you'll be a project manager. The question is, what, how much, and how? That's the 3 questions you should ask yourself, right? And with that, we will get into the panel, but I would more like you to think about yourself when you are listening to the answers. Because like he said that yourself comes here and your future comes next. So, who decides that? It's you, right? Because if you go in a local train, has everybody traveled local train? Anyone outside Bombay? Mumbai, anyone outside Mumbai here? Thane. I didn't ask Mumbai, Navi Mumbai. I said Bombay as a geographic region. Yes. No one is outside Bombay, no outstation students here? One. Have you seen a crowded train like Mumbai local train? In your city as well? Mumbai mein dekha na? Achhi baat hai. Okay. When you go in a Mumbai local train na, I'll give you one small thing to do. Whoever has that gut to do it should do it. Go and ask every person in your compartment how much you make. And you will actually see the difference. You will actually see that someone who cannot live with that size of income survives through the whole year with that income, but is very happy because he cannot see beyond that. And someone who is getting 3x of something has less skill set than someone else, is yet hungry for more. And someone who's very aspirational, is an innovator, wants to change the world, gets zero. He only gets dad's pocket money or mom's pocket money or whoever's pocket money. So the answer is that how much you are also doing towards yourself to make yourself be what you are. Right? And nothing is given in a silver plate. Today, you will get, like again I say, when we hire people, we have a 2-year career journey for them. 18 months, you will be into the organization. Next 2 months, you'll be given one promotion. Next 2 years, you'll be given one promotion. Another 1 year and 2 year, we will evaluate you. Next is your job. Otherwise, you'll be at the same thing. I've seen people being at the same service desk engineer for 17, 18 years and continue to celebrate their service anniversaries year on year, year on year, year on year, year on year. And they are happy. But again, I'll ask the same committee who is organizing this, will you call the same person here to talk? Their answer will be no. That's the difference. So that's the journey from there to here, right? So with that, thank you very much, and thanks for inviting me here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Next, we have Ms. Gayatri Nipankar, an IIM Indore alum who started her journey in risk management at JP Morgan before moving into the strategy consulting space at Deloitte. With a sharp mind for business and a heart for adventure, you'll always find her exploring new places, painting, or binge watching her favorite shows. Can we please have you on the stage, ma'am?
I'm not much of a public speaker myself, so I have my set of notes and I'll just try to speak through it and try to make sense. So I've been asked to speak about my journey at IIM, and I'd like to cover a couple of aspects of what actually happens when you are at an IIM by talking about different points one after the other. So it's an MBA degree, and if you cannot talk about a degree without talking about education and academics. So let's talk about academics at IIMs, what happens. And all MBA colleges in India focus on a case study approach of teaching. So you are presented with cases that have been real life business scenarios that happened in the past, that happened recently, and all of this you're given in a classroom and then taught about the concept. It's not like coming to the class, someone flashing the presentation, going through the topics, and you're done with it. It's not that level of teaching. So the level of teaching itself is very different. The starting point for you in an MBA institute is very different. And that's where one factor that comes into play is how you adapt quickly to that method of teaching. Because all of us here, I'm an engineer myself, I've been taught in the same way. And coming from that background and being able to adapt to that curriculum and that approach is what makes you stand apart from the rest of the crowd. And then when you are in a class, when the case study discussions are happening, the best thing about being at an institute where people from across the country are coming to the lecture with you is that they bring in their different perspectives along with them. So I've also done my engineering from here in Mumbai, from SPIT. The limitation that I always found is that your classroom will be of people who are from Mumbai, around Mumbai. You'll have very limited perspectives in that sense, because most of us will talk about technology, most of us will talk about Gen AI and all of that. But if you are in a classroom with lawyers, with architects, with CAs, with commerce graduates, all of their perspectives are so refreshing, so different, that it just makes you think, why did you not think about that perspective? So that's one thing that's very key in the academic journey or at IIMs. And then you have continuous evaluations, you have late night lectures at 11 p.m., assignments due the next day at 6 a.m., all of that craziness that happens along with it. And I see a couple of worried faces, but you'll get through it because you have like so many people along with you, so you'll get through it. The one key thing about all these experiences at IIMs is that you will always have a support system with you. These are people who have been with you, who have seen you at your most vulnerable times, you've seen you at your happiest times, the day you get placed. They've seen you how you prepare for interviews and even crying. They've been with you through all of that. So all these people will be there for you. It's very good and it's very fortunate that you have these people along with you. And this support system will be there for you even in the college as well as now. So when I look back at my 2 years at IIM Indore, I see all the development, all the progress that I've made, but I also see all those friends that I've made that will be with me for the rest of my life, because they've seen me evolve as a person more than anyone else. They're almost there with you 24/7, so they've seen you evolve and grow. And then one cool thing I definitely would like to tell you is there are so many different courses offered at IIM, some being something like extreme outdoors. So you are taken for a snow trek where you're given activities, you're given challenges, and they test your leadership abilities, your ability to tackle challenges in extreme conditions. This course is called Extreme Outdoors. Then you have a course called Rural Engagement Program, where you go to stay in a village, you stay with the people in the village, you survey, you ask them questions, you get your reports, and then you do an evaluation and submit it as what can be the next steps for improvement for that village. And all of this is in partnership with the Government of India. So that gives that entire research a credibility also. And then one fun course that I loved was Mithila Arts. So that course is mostly about teaching paintings. They teach you how to make Madhubani paintings basically the reason for keeping this course is to help managers relieve stress. So painting, doodling are ways to relieve stress. So there are all of these things that they keep in mind when all the courses are developed at premier MBA institutes. And then coming to the campus life at IIMS, it's like you all would have seen in movies, but it's just a bit better. So there are multiple things happening at the same time. Campus, where there's something around dance, something around music, some movie screening, all of those things happening. And it's difficult to figure out how you'll be able to cover all of that at the same time. And then with all of that, one important thing that I definitely would like to say is IIMs offer, and in fact all good MBA institutes in India offer something called as an exchange semester, where you you have the opportunity to go to an institute abroad and study with their students, with their curriculum and everything. So it's definitely an experience worth taking, because all the diverse perspectives that you see in India, just multiply it and take it to a global level. That's the kind of experience an exchange semester offers. So again, that's amazing. And I mean, coming to the last part of it, networking opportunities definitely are amazing. All the alumni networks, all MBA institutes have amazing alumni networks. And like we discussed, your ability to network is also enhanced, and your ability to form those connections with leaders, form those connections with someone in corporate are also enhanced, because you are constantly tested about your communication skills, about your leadership skills. So you develop a natural tendency to go and speak to someone new to you. So all of that is tested when you are doing an MBA. And now I'll just give you a quick overview of how all of this is helping me in my consulting journey at Deloitte. So the core of consulting is problem solving. What consulting is they give you a problem, client has a problem, they come to you with a problem, you analyze, you do some research, you get some data, and you come up with a solution and you present it to client. And that is exactly what a case-based methodology is. A case is a problem that happened, a scenario that happened. You were given the data, you were given the situations, you analyze the alternatives, and then you know what the outcome was, because that event has already happened, but you're also able to evaluate what the other outcomes could have been. So it's just taking it from a piece of paper to the client, that's it. It's the same process. If you're good at case-based solving, then you would be good at problem solving and consulting. And then, I mean, definitely one thing is all the rigor, all the communication, the communication opportunities that you get, the opportunities that you get to build a team. That is also testing your stakeholder management skills, your leadership skills, and your communication skills. The presentations you give with your groups, all of that is also tested. So that has again helped me understand my clients better, understand their needs better, and also manage the stakeholders on the project. So that again is one other thing. And all in all, on a personal level, I definitely have seen myself evolve a lot, and it's definitely a journey that if you are interested in taking, then you should definitely go for it. Not only IIM's, any good MBA college, it's a life-changing experience, definitely. And with that, I would like to conclude for now. But in case you have any questions about what could be your next steps, being in a technology background, how you could manage to get into good MBA colleges, then feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So now we'll move on to the panel discussion number 2 with Gayatri Napankar, ma'am, Kamal Jeswani, sir, and Apurv Gangar, sir. And now I would like to invite Rotractor Ezab Khan, our Vice President, as the moderator for the panel discussion 2. Guys, can we have a huge round of applause for all of them?
Hello. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. So let's have a huge round of applause for the amazing panel here. So talking about their speeches, we have learned a lot about all of you guys, and also different domains you talked about, different aspects we have seen from each one of you. So let's get into the panel discussion. We'll start with a huge round of applause, guys. So the topic for this panel, India today is a land of opportunity, innovation, and rapid transformation. With emerging technologies, evolving job roles, and a growing startup ecosystem. In this session, we'll explore the key strategies for launching and sustaining a career in New India. Okay, so let's start the panel. So the first question for all of you guys would be the same question. That is, in one sentence, how would you define the current job market for the freshers? Like, as we are the third year and second year engineering students, we would be knowing that what is the current job profile or the current situation in market for all of us who are starting their jobs as the freshers.
From the finance perspective, I would say one line is you need to earn 25 years income in 5 years.
Hello.
I think it's recovering in a recovery stage right now. We've seen times in COVID when a lot of people were laid off. So right now the market is still in a better position, and I'd assume by the time you guys complete your graduation and are going in for the jobs, it'll improve more. So yeah, that's something positive I would like to say, and not try to demotivate you.
I'd keep it one word: competitive.
Answer. So, Gayatri ma'am, one question to you. What are the most critical mindset shifts fresh graduates need to make when entering corporate world? As an engineer, you were an engineer and you had a mindset change to pursue MBA. So, as freshers, what you can advise to them?
One thing, the first thing that comes to my mind is, and this is something that we all discussed also, try to bridge the gap. So all of us have been taught X, Y, Z, all these concepts in engineering. But when you go for a job, it's not those X, Y, Z concepts that someone's looking for. Someone's looking at how you can apply those X, Y, Z concepts. It's not theory, these 3-4 sentences I've learned, I'll just copy paste it. It does not work like that. For example, all of us know how to use an Excel, but the way we use Excel in our education is very different than the Excel analysis that someone does as a consultant or as a data analyst. So doing those projects, doing those live projects, I think definitely helps. And that is one mindset change you need to make. It's not all about theory, it's not all about just going by the book. You need to be smart, you need to be practical and implement things outside the book.
Okay, so applying whatever you are learning in these 4 years only, and not to wait for the job you are getting. You should all apply the skills you are learning in the 4 years of time spent during your engineering. Yes. So Kamal sir, as we all know, you are from the finance domain. So beyond technical expertise we are learning as engineers, what are the top 3 soft skills that employers value in freshers today?
I am from the finance domain. Okay, so let me tell you, I have done my higher diploma in software engineering. And when I checked the top 10 certifications of the world, I found ITIL to be one of them. And I have done my ITIL. And another top 10 certificate was PMP, which was Project Management Professional in 2008. Since 2008, I am a PMP, Project Management Professional. I worked in IBM and my project was Remote Infrastructure Management. Impressed, okay? So I do have the technical background. Okay, so, it is important to tell you that, if I talk about anything, I have been like you earlier. Okay, and it is possible to shift from one to another. In fact, earlier my wife also used to tell me the same thing. कमल कहीं टिकते क्यों नहीं हो? हर जगह घूमते रहते हो, अलग अलग industry. And today, she feels proud. I said, because I have not focused only on one thing, I have learned many things. Now is the time when generalists would be more, demanded. If you know only one thing, you would not be much demand. So right now in your job also, whatever you are working at, as she also mentioned the same thing, you need to be good at it. Okay, you need to practice it. So the 3 soft skills, if I would talk about, the 3 soft skills, first would be interpersonal relationship. That is the most magical thing, which can take you to different levels altogether. And always be confident. Okay. Gayatri gave an amazing speech. I really loved it. Okay. Had I missed the first part of it, I would have been very much impressed. But the first 2 lines were, I haven't prepared yet. And let me tell you, even I was not prepared for my speech. Whatever I spoke to you in the 10 minutes, or I don't know how many minutes I spoke to you. If you ask me to repeat that, I would say you can repeat it because you know what I spoke. I may not even know, because I just spoke whatever are my thoughts. So when you are on the stage, you only know what you are going to speak out. So confidence is another thing. Remember one thing, you are good at what you do. Other people are good at what they do. Even if I go to the chairman of a company, okay, they call me sir. They have thousands of people working under them who call them sir, but when they speak to me, they call me sir. Why? Not because I'm their boss or something, but because they know that I am good at what I do. Okay, they are good at what I call them sir and they call me sir. Okay, because respect, how it comes is, you have to be confident of what you're doing. So that is the second thing. And third most important thing, where even AI cannot take away your job. Can you guess? It is easy to guess now. Public speaking. The older you grow, you will never retire in that. Okay, you will always have that, because people want connect with people. They do not want the AI to come and deliver the speech. Okay, so always, and remember one thing, public speaking does not mean you have to take public speaker as a profession. No. Wherever, even if you are in a meeting, okay, with your subordinates, if you are not good at public speaking, how would you drive them? Narendra Modi, politician, not a public speaker, but still public speaking is required. Ratan Tata, right? Mahindra. Aren't they good public speakers? Yogi, Ramdev. Now Ramdev Baba, he's in a different domain altogether. But why are they at the top? Because they are good at public speaking, and there is somebody who is not considered good at public speaking. So in spite of being good at other things, he may not get that kind of a level. I would not name the person. Okay, so understand one thing. So that is the third skill you need to have.
So the three skills, that is confidence, public speaking, I guess both goes hand in hand. If you are confident enough, you will excel in public speaking.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are confident, highly confident, but when it comes to public speaking, this is a different ball game. Because when you are on the stage, your knowledge does not speak. When you are on the stage, your knowledge does not speak. It is your subconscious, whatever you have taken inside you. Because when you start on the stage, you will not even know how you are going to complete your sentence. You start the first two words and then you think how my sentence is going to end, because you are not memorized. Your public speaking means, and that is not knowledge. Public speaking is a skill that you can develop only and only when you keep coming over here and speaking. And while you are not here, while you are in the audience, if you get a chance to volunteer. Okay, let whatever is the question, even if you don't know the answer, raise your hand. Now what will happen is, when the person would say, okay fine, tell me, that time your adrenaline would come into force, and it will make you think, it will make you speak. My first at Toastmasters, I went over there, I got a best award. Why? Because of the table topics, in which you are given a word and you have to speak impromptu on that word. I have spoken over there. That was the first public speaking award. So please practice among yourself. Come on the stage. When we would go away. After that, you come on the stage one by one and give yourself one word and speak on it for 1 minute, and that's how you'll develop. So confidence is different. Public speaking is different.
So that was very insightful. I also came to know about this now only, sir. So yeah. So Apurva sir, for you, my question would be: what is one common mistake freshers make in their first job, and how can they avoid it? Like, as freshers, we are very new. We are an animal or an alien to the world, right? Because we don't know what people are doing, what people will perceive, and what are their expectations from us. So what common mistakes as freshers we do, and how can we avoid that?
So I'll answer this in two formats. The first one is, when we are a fresher and when you come to apply, you've never read your CV well, and you talk always not the same language what you've written. So either someone else has written, or you've copied someone's CV and you don't know what you're talking and your CV is talking something else. So that's number one. The second big mistake when you come into the organization, the reason that we hire people at entry level or as a part of a grad program is that we look for fresh perspectives. We look for academia and industry integration. We look for something that you would have learned from research or you would have come across, which we as skilled people in the industry would not have really brought in that kind of a thought leadership. So thought leadership is the second thing that we absolutely look from you. And we like you to contribute in that space, right? Come into the meetings and not feel shy away. So that, I think that fear of not having that thing or not having that platform comes with you because you've been always taught with a stick in college, which I'm sure which is not the case here, but it is more about that you need to be around in that particular thing, right?
So also, sir, you have mentioned about, as some mentioned about confidence, and you talked about leadership. Many of us are very shy to take a lead, right? Because we have some sort of insecurity, like what people would say, or do they follow us, like whatever we are saying, would they listen us, or would they appreciate our thought, what we are giving? So for them who are shy, who have a perspective but they feel shy to present it, what idea or what piece of advice you can give to them?
I'll keep it again short. It's okay to be wrong. Humankind makes mistakes. It's okay to fail. But when you fail, know to come back again. That's a simple thing that you do. And remember, it's okay to fail, but not okay to not prepare. A lot of times we take it very lightly. we don't prepare. So if you don't prepare to reach to a place where your train or your flight is going to take off, the flight will anyways take off, irrespective you reach or you don't reach. So time is the clock. You need to catch the train, but try. It's okay that you failed to not reach there when you're prepared well. You will learn at least. You will have something to say. If I wouldn't have failed, I couldn't say so much today. If I wouldn't have gotten success, I wouldn't have been able to tell you how success feels like. Right? So taste both, but know that come back. Don't go back into the hive, right? And that's how I think you will develop, and no opinion is a wrong opinion. No thought is a wrong thought. No answer is a wrong answer. The only thing that goes wrong is how we put it across. Okay? So whenever I've been into team discussions, I've had the stupidest thought, get the maximum votes. Because it's being presented that way. It's coming from a person who we trust a lot. It's coming from someone who has developed that credibility, and you will see that also, right? So that's about developing yourself.
So as most of us from third year will be going to sit for placements, and hearing the word corporate, we all get very frightened, like, because we were in a very homely place or college, like a school itself, and we were not exposed to the outer world, right? So ma'am, for you the question would be, consulting and corporate roles are highly competitive, and what students can do during college to stand out in placements, because standing out in placements would be an upper hand from all the students we are sitting with. So what would be one piece of advice to cut the competition and stand out from others?
There are there are two ways to answer this question. So, first way is before you actually sit for the interview, what all you can do to prepare for your journey till the time you give the interview. All of you will have your resumes, and the company coming to your college will be screening hundreds of resumes to shortlist those people who they think will fit their organization. So you need to develop points in your resumes that are spikes. The company will look for spikes on your resume, as in someone will have very good academics, but the rest of the resume will be plain. So that gives their resume a spike. It differentiates their resume from someone else who's just had a plain vanilla normal background, normal acads, normal experience, normal courses and all. So those spikes need not be only in your acads. They can be in your extracurriculars. You can be very good at debate. You could have done a lot of different courses, a lot of different live projects, a lot of internships also. So try getting those spikes in your resume. That is one thing you can definitely try till the point you sit for the interview. And the second half, I think, has been discussed a lot today, that how confidently you present yourself, how you're able to put your point forward, and able to convince the person sitting in front of you that you are their best choice for today and no one else is. So that, I think, helps answer.
So working on your skills and presenting it very well would be the key point to stand out from the crowd. So let's have a quick rapid fire with you guys. So first question would be, one mistake young professionals should avoid. As a college student or a fresher, what should they avoid from their seniors? Like, what should they not do?
From my side, it will be only one thing, do not spend away all your income.
I think one thing you should definitely avoid is just getting too comfortable with the environment. Try changing your method, try changing your way of learning. Just be adaptive to different things that are happening and try changing your approach every time.
I would echo both what they said, but don't think that the other knows it all and they have the right way. Sometimes you also know the right method and the right recipe to do things, right? Because if every person could be the same from the one who was before, then every CEO would be the same CEO. But everyone is different. Everyone has a different style of doing things. So that's how you make a change.
So the strangest interview question you have ever been asked or you have asked to a employee?
Okay, how ever have been asked? The strangest question, I have to think back in my interviews now. I've not given much, but Um, yeah, I've been asked that how come do you look so young? That's what I've been asked. And I always have this answer that every birthday that I celebrate, I get more younger with my hair growing grayer, right? So that's one thing that's happened. And the interview question that I always ask is, um how much did you prepare to come here? That's been my strangest question across. Like they will say, I completed this, I did this project. But always I look to hear is that how much you have developed your understanding, your learning, your ways of doing things to be able to get to a place where you're applying. It can be an entry level job. But for me, that matters to select you, to have the company in the right hands, or to be able to see that future in you, that we can sustain you for long, not just for an operational job, but for something that we are looking at it from a strategy perspective. So that's something.
The same question. Yeah. So the weirdest question that I was asked, and this is right from my interview at IIM Indore. The interview panel had asked me a question out of the blue that who wrote the Mahabharata? And I had no idea that this question was coming my way because it was all technical. Like they were asking me about IP address and software and whatnot. And then suddenly they asked me who wrote the Mahabharata. And I just went blank for a minute. But I somehow somehow was able to recollect that it is Rishi Vedvyas. So I said that it's that. But then later, when I met the same professor at my institute, I asked him, why out of the blue you asked that question to me? So he said, we just wanted to test your presence of mind, that's it. We wanted to switch the domain so quickly that we wanted to see if you're able to make sense out of a question that's just thrown at you.
The last interview I gave maybe was around 14, 15 years back. I did not, nobody dared to ask me a weird question. But one question which I used to ask and whenever I used to interview people is, tell me something which is not mentioned in your resume. Because that's where, I was able to make them comfortable. I was able to make them speak about their passion, because in the resume they would have written whatever is about their career. But what is that person? Because for me, more than the knowledge, the person is important, because I can train him. And I've seen one thing. Okay, so this is something which might help you. When I went to IBM for the interview, my wife said like, Kamal, tere ko kyun lenge? Kamal, you do not have that experience with the servers and all that. I said, that is their lookout. Why should I think about it? They have called me for the interview. My job is to go and give the interview. That's it. And, I had done, because their requirement was PMP certified. Okay, so I was PMP. I had Six Sigma Black Belt also. I was MBA in finance, MBA in retail operations also. So when I went over there, I had full the knowledge of everything. But when I actually, in the interview, they asked me the questions about PMP. Okay, but in the real life, what I saw was, no, in none of the companies, they would implement what is taught to you in your academics. So always it will be different. Always everyone would have their own way of doing it. So if you are able to be confident, tell them that I am willing to learn and I am adaptable. That's it. If you'll be able to crack that interview.
One last question to all of you guys. So, one networking tip that helped you succeed, because we as students, we are using LinkedIn, but we don't know, but we are posting things, we are connecting with random people. So, what one networking tip that that helped you succeed in your careers?
The tip which I always give, because I'm also a mentor to startups. Okay, so whenever people come to me that I want to grow in my career and they are at a particular level, I tell them, if you want a good job, if you want a new job, if you want a promotion, do one thing. Just go to LinkedIn, find out the profiles, okay, the kind of designation you are looking at, or maybe one level above that. Scan those profiles, whatever you like out of it, pick those lines, start putting it into a blank Word file. That way you will have a dump of all the best things of all the profiles, okay. And then once you have done that, now sit for 1 hour, okay, pick up your profile and start seeing what can apply to your profile and improve your profile. Now, once your profile is improved, after that, go to the step number 2. And the step number 2 is find out the people who can influence your job selection in the company. It could be the HR head, it could be the operations head. Go to those profiles, follow them, whatever they post, like it, comment on it. If you comment on it frequently, they will come and check your profile. Okay, so before that, you had to follow the step 1 is improving your profile. Once you have done that, okay, there are chances that you, whenever you go for the interview, oh, I think I know this person. Oh yeah, he's the one who keeps commenting on my post and all that. Okay, because everyone wants to select a known person. So in spite of being unknown, you have made yourself known just by following a strategy. In fact, I do training for Times of India. I did a training on strategic thinking just a few days back.
So I think one thing that definitely you can do that will enhance your networking is to don't be, I mean, it's just you should not be scared to reach out and to take the initiative. I know a lot of people, they think ki, Arey, this person is so important, he must not have time for me, why should I even reach out, he'll just ignore. He will ignore, but it's just the first person that you reached out to, right? What if you reach out to 10 people and 2 out of them actually respond back to you? It's a process of hit and trial, but you have to start somewhere to actually build that network, right? So don't be scared of rejections. You have to try. I've seen so many people just emailing like leaders out of the blue, those cold emails. And you must have also seen on LinkedIn that one cold email turned into a very good opportunity. So that is coming because there were 100 cold emails sent before that were rejected. So never be scared to even try the first step.
I think make a connection. It's simple. When you connect with someone, I think it goes back to the philosophy of how you met as friends, right? There was something common. You bring something common and a person always remembers you. Use that time and use that bond to flourish it, and never go, after you've committed something, never go back. If you've said that you will get back to something, or you've written an email to someone and someone has responded to you, do have the courtesy to reply back. I think that continues the conversation on. This is not like a connection that you're making as a friend. You have to continue a professional relationship. It requires you to have that follow up. It requires you to have that turnaround. It requires you to have that effort that you put in and even you give back. So that's going to be one.
So thank you so much. It was a great discussion with you all. We'll be opening the floor for you guys to have some questions to the speakers.
Good evening, everyone. So my question to all three of you would be, if you're a fresher in this generation, what would you do to future-proof your career?
AI. In fact, I told one of my friend, he was the CFO in Nissan Motors, and so now he's India's #1 W3 coach. I told him, भाई एक काम करते हैं, अपना सब काम छोड़ के 1 year का break लेते हैं, and let's get the best out of that AI thing, because this AI, whatever you learn today, please remember, earlier the revolution used to come in 100 years. Now whatever you learn today, the chat GPT was going to take away everyone's job, right? And then DeepSeek came and then it took away the chat GPT's job. Okay, so you always have to be ahead and in the first few years. So we are not looking at it long term. I was like, whatever we would learn in the next 1 year, we will achieve the maximum out of it in the next 4 or 5 years. So AI is the thing, along with your whatever you are studying. See how you can use AI more creatively. There are certain free courses or courses of $4.99 on Udemy. Go to that. Okay, I mean, we are professionals, so I can invest more than 1 lakh also in that course. But for you all, put 499, learn those courses and be ahead. And even the interview would ask you about the AI, huh?
I think he kind of summarizes all our perspectives because I was at least going to add on to the same thing. Like you need to be adaptive and you need to treat technology as your partner. You should not be scared of it. Like with AI also, you can use AI to actually improve your resume. Just make sure that don't make it very generic like the rest of the resume. So you need to be smart on how to use it. That's the way you can future proof it. You don't need to be scared of it because it's coming for everyone, not only for you, right?
Have something new. That's it.
Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. So my question is, all the time my students complain, ma'am, time nahi mila. Ma'am, time nahi mila. So please advise them something how they can manage the time and they complete all the tasks on time.
This is one question which comes to me often. आप इतना कुछ कैसे कर लेते हो? Okay, so I tell them that even we have 24 hours. Okay, the only thing, the only change which we do is, first of all, we put all our tasks into 4 brackets. Like what is important and urgent. Okay, and what is not important. Okay, what is urgent. So we have to see out of that matrix, whichever things are important, we have to first find time for that. Most of the times we are firefighting because something which is important but not urgent, we leave it. Okay, but if we just take care of that important things, okay, they will be at the top. If you take care of them, then you will not be doing the firefighting. And another important tip for time management is do one thing very, very simple. Maybe pick up an Excel sheet and put over there like morning 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, like that, okay, till the 11 p.m., whatever time. And in every hour, have 2 columns. Okay, and one first column would be at 6 o'clock, you will put in the column what I would like to achieve in that 1 hour. Okay, at 7 o'clock, you will put in the second column what I achieved from that 6 to 7. And also you will put in the column of 7 o'clock that what I achieved to what I plan to achieve in 7 to 8. Do not type long sentences, put just keyword. This is just for your reference purpose. Set an alarm of every hour. Okay, every hour when the alarm beeps, just go and put those 2-3 words. If you just follow this for the next 7 days, in 7 days, your brain would start rewiring you and your time management would improve. I'm not telling you to follow it for lifetime. Okay, just do it for 7 days. You will come to know where your time is being wasted. And you will be able to do it, utilize your time more fruitfully.
Again, it's a very similar approach that I follow. So every day when I start work, I just open OneNote and just try to write all the tasks that I have to do that day and a small checkbox next to all the tasks. So once you're done with the task, you put a checkbox, you put a tick next to it. It's a really satisfying feeling. And there are definitely days when you're not able to complete all the tasks. But one thing you need to make sure is you communicate that effectively. For example, your manager has asked you to do something and you're not able to do it at the end of your day. You let your manager know that I was not able to do it, but I've completed all these tasks. It should not happen that someone is looking for you at the end of the day and you have not even communicated that this is not done. Or your professor, she's asking you for an assignment and you're telling her it's not done, sorry. But ek baar aap bata do, tell your genuine reason why you're not able to do it. I'm sure people will be impressed by what you were able to cover and they might give you some time to, extra time to complete that assignment or to complete that task.
I don't have anything different to tell you, but I think how many of you have been into a relationship? You may not raise your hand right now. You can, very nice. You eventually make time. When you really love what you do, or you start loving what you want to do, you eventually will make time. No one said that you have 7 group of friends and you need to be there at everyone's birthdays or try to celebrate it or make it a thing, or you have to do something special for someone, you will walk out of a class to support a friend as well, right? You will put up Instagram stories, go against your policy to do things across. So when you love what you do, you will definitely do it. So start loving what you do not like. That will help you really get it done faster. If you know you have to do it, if you love what you do, you will definitely do it. Then there is no escape about it.
Uh, Now my son asked me whether I should go for AI or I should go for finance. Okay, I told him one thing: whatever you learn today, anyway, it would be outdated. But still, you should go for it because both these subjects, they don't develop your knowledge; they develop your thinking skill. Okay, so whatever, even if you are, so like I told you, I am spending more than 1 lakh rupees for a few hours of learning about Chat GPT and all, which I know very well that would be outdated because now the DeepSeek has come in. But at the same time, I know that whatever thought process I would learn over there, that I can implement to other platforms also. And if you believe that, if I go like this, it will come also like this down, no. Like, when the pager came, it was like boom, and it went away like this. Okay, it does not give you time that find slowly down the hill. No, it does not go that way. Whatever new is coming up, remember, whatever has been there for centuries would mostly remain for centuries. Okay, because it has survived everything. And whatever is new, the world has lived without those new things. So there is a possibility that even that might fade off and something better might come up. Okay, so that's the reason do not ever stop yourself from learning because it is going to go away. It is going to develop your thought process, your thinking skills before going away.
Again, I do not have a lot to add to this, but I'll just say one thing. Get your fundamentals clear first. That's it. Everywhere you go, people will want to test you at the fundamentals. No one will ask you like the most trending thing. They want to know whether you know the most basic thing first. You keep basic if you know first, only then you'll be able to address the new changes that are happening into it. So with all the technology changes, everything has the same base, right? You get to know that the best, and then whenever those changes happen, depending on your interest, depending on the requirement, you try to learn about whatever new is happening.
I think she stole my point already. I should have gone first. Base remains the same. Food, water, health, technology. In technology comes AI. In AI comes generative AI. Now comes agentic AI. So things will not differ. The base remains same. What I think you need to do is know the spectrum. That should be your goal, right? If you know the bigger spectrum and if you dwell, like someone spoke about cloud, everything is on cloud. The difference is that how much of a cloud interface do you know? How much of an SRE you will know? How much of a, even in your telecommunications, most of you are into that. How much of that you can evolve on that, right? So your spectrum won't change, but you can develop a niche inside the spectrum that will come on and continue to develop the next one. So ChatGPT 3, ChatGPT 4, ChatGPT 4.0 mini, and now comes the Gemini tool, which is the Bard. Bard came first, comes Gemini, now comes the Gemini PLM, so on and so forth, right? So know what's next and keep knowing what's going to come next. That's it. I think that will keep you up to speed.
We are not overusing technology. Technology is overusing us. Okay, so and now there are a lot of people. The way they have that rehab center for drugs and all. Now they have rehab center for getting rid of technology. In fact, there are places where people go and they leave their mobile aside. Okay, there's Vipassana which is happening at Igatpuri. There people do not have their mobile phone only. Forget about anything. So for 9 days, 11 days, 3 days, they stay there without the mobile phone. What I have made is I have made a habit that whenever I travel, okay, if the journey is for 6 to 8 hours, I prefer going by train rather than going by flight. And when I travel, I do not use my mobile phone, or maybe I would use it maybe for 15 minutes out of the 6 hours. Remaining time, I look at people, I look outside, I talk to people. So that thing we have to develop, because if you really want to grow in life, whatever is there on the mobile phone, everyone can see. What people are not able to see is what is outside the mobile, and that is people. People, if you observe people, if you think about why they said this way, what they now what I've been observing everyone. I have observed one thing, that the moment you start something, you always start with a weak word. Everyone like this might be a silly question, or this might not be relevant. Boss, whatever it is, never ever start, because you are not here to give your excuse. Let the opposite person decide whether it is out of context or not. You just ask your question. Okay, if you have to say your point, don't say that fine, this point may not be relevant. Why you are saying it? If you believe it is not relevant, don't say it. Okay, but if you are saying it, because if you really want the other person to hear you, if you the moment you tell that this is not relevant or this is out of context or all that, I will shut my ears. I would not focus, because I'll feel, oh, maybe it is not relevant. So please, so the way I have been observing you all, you also keep observing us. See what we are doing, how we are doing, what is good about us, what is really working well, what is not working well. Each one of us, we all four of us, we have a different style of talking, right? We have a different style of expressing. We have a different style of communicating. You all would have a different style. Observe, and after observing, you will be able to understand more what is that style you would like to pick up and what is the style which you would not like to pick up. That's how you keep evolving, you keep growing in life.
I don't think, if your question was people and in-person connect and technology makes it more easier. It has a lot more information. That's why it's called information technology. You have to sit on the window, see the show. If you like it, you connect. If you don't like it, you leave it, right? It's like the same thing. The only difference is that the attempt that people used to take before to know someone versus now, it's about that effort, right? Because there is so much of a clutter everywhere, and we are all going back into silos. So if you are a believer who wants to make a connection, use that confidence to go forward, do that, because yeah, like we say, network is the net worth. So make sure of that, right? So your question comes back with the same answer. You have to distinguish between the two. You know, the answer to that problem is again with them. They need to be put through problem statements. That's, you know, this is the same question that we face in office, right? After COVID, we announced that everyone should be in a hybrid mode, and people went back home, they never came back. Now everyone is comfortable sitting at home in pajamas, attending calls. They will wear a t-shirt or they will wear a shirt and they'll attend it. But when it comes to come in office, they will feel the burn and the pain of it, right? Now that's the same culture, right? Previously it was 5 days working, everyone was present, everyone used to look at their calendar, and now you would have seen reels on Instagram where someone wakes up 10 minutes before the team call and picks up the call and does that, right? The thing is about the way that the culture is moving actually, right? It's not the problem with the thing. It's so much of an information available today that people are like, it's very difficult to decide that whether I should do, let's say for example in career, whether I should do data science or whether I should do an ML engineering. Which will give me a career path more better, because both help each other at some point. But some company gives them more money for this, some company does not. So I think it's for the students to be given that problems and challenges that they will be able to solve, to know how it works better. And I think her IM experience says it all, right? When you do an outdoor challenge, when you have to show leadership, you actually have to calibrate them on that. Because when students come into corporates, right, they come in a pool. And in the pool, when we have to calibrate out of 20, who is the high potential talent, it's very difficult to find even 2 out of it, because everyone moves in a group, right? So I think it's more about this, that you give challenges, solve it, and then comes back to it. So yeah. It's not a company, it's a technology, Palantir. Palantir is a technology where currently you can develop your niche, and it's the most, if you learn Palantir today, you can be the most rewarded technological expert, because no one in India is able to crack it. It's all in the UK right now. So Palantir, Palantir.
You must be surprised to know, ये बहुत ही बढ़िया सवाल पूछा है आपने. इनफैक्ट इन माय ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम आई टेल पीपल कि देखो यूएस में कितने बार रिसेशन आया है, राइट? इंडिया में रिसेशन आया. Why? Because Indians have always been more conservative, ठीक है, जॉब फोकस, मतलब उनका सिक्योरिटी में ज़्यादा बिलीव करते हैं. एंड यूएस में क्या होता है? खाओ, 11 महीने कमाओ और 12 महीने उड़ाओ, राइट? उनका कल्चर अलग है. एंड दे डोंट हैव सिक्योर्ड ऑप्शन लाइक वी हैव इन इंडिया. इंडिया में आपके पास पीपीएफ है, आपका पीएफ है, विच इज़ गिविंग यू वेरी गुड रिटर्न्स. वहाँ पर वो सब ऑप्शन नहीं है. तो दे डोंट हैव अ चॉइस. What is happening is Indians are now following US people. Okay, तो अगर ये फॉलो चलता रहेगा तो रिसेशन आएगा. ओके, क्योंकि क्या होगा कि मुझे आज ही खर्चा करना है. रॉबर्ट कियोसाकी, रिच डैड पुअर डैड, कितने लोगों ने रीड किया है? रिच डैड पुअर डैड बुक. ओके, उनके ऑथर कौन है? रॉबर्ट कियोसाकी. एंड व्हाट ही टॉक्स अबाउट? प्रॉपर्टी में इन्वेस्टमेंट, फाइनेंशियल फ्रीडम, राइट? उनके ऊपर केस भी हुआ है प्रॉपर्टी इन्वेस्टमेंट के मामले में कि ही हैज बीन मिसगाइडिंग. एंड ही टॉक्स अबाउट फाइनेंशियल एनीमोर. इन माय इंटरव्यू आई टेल पीपल कि मुकेश अंबानी आज भी काम कर रहे हैं, मोदी जी आज भी काम कर रहे हैं. ओके, अमिताभ बच्चन जी आज भी काम कर रहे हैं. इनफैक्ट व्हेन आई मेट अमिताभ बच्चन इन अगस्त, आई टोल्ड हिम, मैं वो सर आपका एग्जांपल मैं हर जगह देता हूँ कि आप आज भी काम करते हैं. एंड यू नो व्हाट ही रिप्लाइड? करना पड़ता है यार, पैसे के लिए करना पड़ता है. यू आर सो हम्बल एंड डाउन टू अर्थ. नाउ ही डज नॉट हैव टू वर्क. Okay, he does not have to work, but he works for basically maintaining himself, for keeping himself healthy. Okay, तो ये जो फाइनेंशियल फ्रीडम का भी अगर आप लोग वो डेफिनेशन पकड़ के नहीं चलोगे ना, और आप थोड़ा सिक्योर्ड में भी इन्वेस्ट करोगे, तो इंडिया में रिसेशन आएगा ही नहीं, तो टेंशन ही नहीं है. और अगर रिसेशन आया, then you would be the people who would not be affected by the recession. Why? Because you would have, अभी आपको पहले बता दिया need and want का, you would have secured options, okay, which are recession proof. So you will keep managing that phase, because recession is a small phase. It does not last for 10 years, 20 years. वो short phase होता है. To survive that short phase, if you have those secured options, then you have done yourself, made yourself recession proof. So that's my point. How is the experience in the last few months? चल जाता है. Okay, because even when I was in IBM for 1 year, I did that. Okay, मेरे friend stock में invest करता, मैं बोला चलो मैं भी job के साथ वो भी करता हूँ. And then every month हमारा flight ticket का खर्चा उसी में से निकल रहा था. Okay, ऐसे 10 महीने तक हुआ. 11वें महीने में जो 10 महीने में निकाला था वो पूरा दे दिया. And I left that. तो देखो स्टॉक मार्केट और ये सब चीज़ें जो है ना, दे डू नॉट वर्क ऑन लॉजिक. रिमेंबर दैट थिंग. इट इज़ वर्किंग ऑन साइकोलॉजी. क्योंकि लॉजिक एंड मैक्सिमम इंजीनियर्स okay suffer huge losses. I've seen people working in TCS at a very high designation and losing 70 lakh rupees in 15 days. Okay, उसके बाद उनको bankrupt declare करना पड़ता है. I've seen all those because they have been my clients also. So stock market is a place where if you want to work with the logic, it will not work. If you are passionate about it, okay, if you are going there just because you love to do it, and you will have to give a lot of time, you have to do a lot of studies, and you have to keep upgrading and still be prepared for the unexpected, because now people are moving into the algo trading. Algo trading क्या होता है कि वो वो algorithm के साथ चलता है. तो the way markets have behaved in the past, markets would not behave the same way in the future. So this would be like it will be completely different. So if you are prepared for it, then you have to ask yourself that fine, if I want to make money out of market, ask yourself, if I get into a job, how much would I make? Can you give me a figure, roughly approximate? How much would you make if you get into a job? Whatever you think. Okay, let's say for a moment 12 lakhs. Okay, that is 1 lakh per month. Ask yourself, can I make that at least that 1 lakh rupees comfortably? Because if I'm getting into business, I should be making at least 2 lakhs to make 1 lakh comfortably. Okay, can I make that 1 lakh? And if I have to make that 1 lakh, how much investment is required? Do I have that much money to invest? Am I prepared with that? If I do not have my corpus, then what is required is getting into a job. Because this is one question comes, people, should I, because everybody is saying that, be an entrepreneur and all that. Should I continue with the job or be an entrepreneur? I tell them one thing. Whenever you get into entrepreneurship, you need to have at least the next 3 years of household expenses as a corpus. You need to have the working capital of the business as a corpus, and you need to have the initial capital as a corpus. So if you have these 3 amounts with you, then you are in a position to start your entrepreneurship journey. Otherwise, it's good to be in a job, because in job you also get to learn from the wisdom of the people who have been doing that. So if you love markets and all that, get into that kind of job where you get to learn more about it. Because at least you will have a stable income. From that stable income, start building your corpus so that one fine day you can transition from a service person to an entrepreneur. That's my thought.
I'll just say, just keep a backup in place always. Just don't be. I know that not all of you will align with this thinking of having some backup in place, but it definitely helps because not always will you get what you want, right? So, like he said, you need to have sufficient balance to start something new. You need to have sufficient capital to start your new business. So, just have that backup in place. So, what if you don't get into this? What happens next? That said, don't always when you prepare, don't always think about the backup. When you're preparing, give 100% to it. Like if you're preparing for an investment banking role, give 100%, prepare the best you can. But in case it does not turn out well, always have that backup in mind.
Okay. Um, how much can you make in the profession that you think you like? Yeah. And if you join technology with it, how much can you make? You should compare. Finance and technology is the most rewarding thing ever. Fintech has gone up and beyond, and it's going to be the next new normal. If you think you don't like coding, but if you can learn because you're already graduating, I believe you're in second year, you should continue. Complete your 4 years. Take a call then. But do not hesitate to take an experience. Every experience counts, but continue your passion on the side. Obviously, if you make the first part as your game, you know it. You're learning it day by day. You can make it the best. If you make the second part join the first part, you know where you're going to get to. So I think that involves you to start knowing how both integrate, right? Because I think Zeroda was one thing that broke the whole ways in which things used to operate in this space. Everyone is there, and then came another who followed it. Who thought about it? Someone who was passionate about finance, investments, and then brought technology to help it across. So you should think technology as a base skill that you can leverage your finance knowledge on and make your convenience more stronger for people. So either it can help you to develop a startup or work in an organization where you can put yourself across to, but know that they both integrate very well. It's a great blend. But if you like the first one, it's your first love. Stick to that. Right? So you should always continue with what you like, because what you like is what you do. Like I said, you can't do what you don't like. Like you don't manage your time like your faculty said. You don't attend, you give them excuses. So you won't do that. You'll not be able to. But if you like technology and you think you can do projects which are related to fintech, make some prototype, show to people, take feedback in the 4 years, test yourself. Test yourself very well, but do not lose interest in learning technology. Because if you drop from now, you will have to scale back to do something else. So from a career standpoint, this learning is good, is what I will say.
With this, we come to the end of this panel. Let's have a huge round of applause.
So I would like to thank all of you for being here. We are truly inspired by the words that you have shared with us. So let's now call upon Lochan ma'am, our Dean SSW, Sonali ma'am, our faculty in charge, and the team Future Skills Conclave to felicitate our panelists. Prince sir and Anchal ma'am, please join us. Vote of thanks. Now I would like to call upon Rotractor Jayden Maiti for the vote of thanks.
Well, first of all, thanks to our college to providing us resources and venue for this wonderful event. And special thanks to all our panelists, like the multidisciplinary knowledge they have, which really enlightened us. And thanks to our support and guidance, Dr. Lochan ma'am and Sonali ma'am. And at last, thanks to our audience for listening through all of this session. Thank you.
Now I would like to call upon Team Secretariat for the Secretariat announcement.
So, hello everyone, I am Rotractor Prabhat Maurya, Secretary of the Rotary Club of TCET, hereby presenting the Secretariat announcement along with my joint secretaries.
Rotractor Aditya Yadav.
And Protractor Aneska Bakhar.
So we got the total number of core BOD present is 12 and the member from Rotary Club of TCT is 65.
Rotractors from other club we have 2 and guest attendance 7.
Making a grand total of 87 participants. Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to call upon the President of the Rotary Club of TCET, Rotractor Tanisha Kumar, for the adjournment. First of all, thank you to all the speakers. Great session. I'm sure all the people present are really motivated by the work that you've said. And definitely we're going to apply a few things and take some insights from today's session. So thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am, for supporting us throughout the event. And thank you to the audience that is here. So thank you all for attending and thank you for asking such insightful doubts as well, and thank you for taking keynotes from this session. And of course, a huge round of applause to the entire team Future Skills Conclave. Vaishnavi, who's coordinated with all the speakers, and Jayden and Ezra. Great event, thank you guys. So I Rotractor Tanisha Kumar, the President of Rotary Club of TCP, successfully adjourned Future Skills Conclave.